going on, everybody? Mr. Thrasha here. Today we're gonna go over some spooky Stittsville heritage tales. It is October. Go through some of the town heritage, the events surrounding the Great Fire of 1870. So come along, come along. It's pretty good. I'm gonna get myself a pumpkin spice latte. We'll go through some heritage. Just waiting for my pumpkin spice latte here. First of the season. First of the season. Butter tarts up here look pretty good. Nanaimo bars. You got macaroons, salted caramel macaroons. Oh yeah, white chocolate brownie cheesecake. Ooh, cheesy pretzels. Wow, there's a lot of good stuff in here. Score cheesecake. Sandwiches look pretty good. Okay, so a lot of history here at the Ritual on Main Coffee House. Here's their pumpkin spice latte, first of the season here. Look at that. It's got the cinnamon spice. She was putting all kinds of stuff in here. So looking forward to this first of the season, and we'll go over a little of the haunted heritage here. So one time known as the Butler House, later the Greens Hotel. There's also an insurance company, Hudson's Insurance, built right beside where the railway line used to come through town in 1894 for property owner William Dennison and run as a hotel by James Butler. Tragically, one of his daughters was killed by an oncoming train April 3rd in the year 1900. Right over here, we're going to check that out in a second. Family soon left the area. George Green took over later that year and it became the Greens Hotel. Popular stopping place when Prohibition came to Goulburn in 1907. It's also been an ice cream parlor, grocery store, like I said, an insurance place. That was James Butler's daughter who was killed right over here. Train used to come through town right here. All right, the lid is not very good on this coffee, but let's hope it don't fall off here. Love fall, love October. So the Great Fire of 1870, August 17th, 1870, the village of Stittsville was wiped out by a fire which destroyed thousands of acres of trees, farmland, and houses in Carleton County. Also killed 12 people, 2 of them in Goulburn Township. Stittsville at the time was a settlement of about 100 people located around the crossroads of present-day Carp Road and Neil Avenue. The fire started burning brush near the new Central Canada Railway line between Elmont and Pakenham. The extreme dry conditions plus high winds, which built up to gale force throughout the day, caused a sea of flame and smoke to roll over the countryside in a swath 18 kilometers wide, leaving burnt houses, animals, trees, and farmland in its wake. Beautiful, beautiful autumn colors. So this is right where the railway used to come through town, right here. Straight down this path. Right to the left there of the once Butler Hotel. So the main railway station used to be up here. This one that you see right here isn't actually the railway station. It's kind of a, tribute to what it was. However, it's pretty old. It's been here a long time. Stittsville Station here. The wear on the wood up there. This is now the Trans-Canada Trail, and this is where the railway line used to come through town. Alright, that pumpkin spice is pretty good. It gets cool really quick. It's almost like the pumpkin spice latte is dictating when it needs to be consumed. Not cool with that. It is good though. It is good. So, right here to the left of the Ritual, this is right where that girl was cut in half. I guess these are actually part of the railway here. The original railway that once went through here, through town. Same with all this. And that day, she was out here playing on the tracks in a white dress. I've told this tale before. She was out here playing a white dress, and the train was on its way, so her foot got caught in the ties of the tracks, and the train came and cut her clean in half. So ever since that occurred, right in this vicinity, that girl was chopped in half. People seem to pull over here since the early 1900s, seeing a girl in a white dress in the park over here. Gentleman who owns the glass and sign shop right here owns this lot, and people tend to pull over quite a few times a year. He says you can't park here, and then they say, oh, I saw a girl crying in the park in a white dress, and he has to notify them that they did not actually see a little girl. Pretty cool. Pieces of the original railway line right here. A couple more over here. I'm not even positive exactly what pieces these are. From back in the day. So as we go behind the hotel, well now Ritual Cafe, where you get your pumpkin spice latte. Railway went right through here, right down this trail. These two are all pieces. They were once pieces of that railway line. The new village here, located on unceded Algonquin and Anishinaabe Nation territory, Stittsville was officially established in 1854 following the 1818 colonial settlement of Goulburn. This is the original map of Stittsville here. We are in old Stittsville. We're gonna head uptown. Transport yourself back to 1879 with the help of this historic map. At that time, you would find yourself in New Stittsville, which was built around the railway following the Great Fire of 1870. Old Stittsville was originally located a few kilometers to the north. Look at this old actual tie. Got a ladybug there. Look at that. This is an actual tie. Similar to the tie. Is that blood? Could this be blood? Could this be one of the ties that her foot got trapped in? Railway was frequently used by local groups and organizations to travel to special events in surrounding areas, tying it all together. Railway spikes, also known as the cut spike or crampon, are large nails with offset heads used to secure rails and base plates to railroad ties in the track. The spike continued to be the most common rail fastener in North America until the 1980s. Wow, that's pretty cool. I've never touched one of those before. And there's a picture of the original station and tower. But we're just over there. There's actually a shot in the winter here of the train coming right here through town. Just over at the park there. Oh, look at that. A new hotel. There's a shot right there. Here's the track, and that's right where the girl was cut in half. Right over there. There's the Butler Motel back in the day. Here's the back of it now. A new hotel, the 3-story red brick building at the corner of Abbott and Main, was originally known as the Butler House. At the turn of the 20th century, Mr. George Green purchased the home and turned it into a hotel, which became known as the Greens Hotel. Cool. Look at this. One of the trains used to come by. Look at this. Actual piece. Actual pieces. This is all about workers of the railway and passing messages. Train order hoop. This is a train order hoop here. Wow, look at that. There's a man using it right there. And it was used to pass messages between the station and moving trains. So I was always wondering exactly what these were. I knew that these were all part of the original, all artifacts from the original railway line that came through here. But I was always wondering what these light things exactly were. Right in here it tells you it's a railway signal lamp. Railway signal lamp. In August 1870, The Carleton County Fire, also known as the Great Fire, devastated much of what was then Carleton County, including the village of Stittsville. Rebuilding efforts were largely concentrated around the new railway station, and the village center shifted south to the intersections of Abbott and Main. That's right over here. On September 16th, 1870, first ever steam train traveled through Stittsville along the newly completed railway line that connected Brockville and Ottawa. It's a railway signal lamp. Might as well point out too that straight ahead, that's my uncle's shop. Used to be my grandfather's shop, and the Butler Hotel at that time when my grandfather owned this business over here. It's an upholstery business. They did their insurance here. This was an insurance place, Hudson's Insurance, but I worked for my grandfather for many years, and my uncle still owns it today. Another interesting tale that took place here in the early 1900s was that there was these two twin sisters who used to live up here. They're now apartments, so people do live up there, except for one area up in the attic, and I'm gonna explain. So these two twin sisters were married to these military gentlemen who were recruited for war and were killed in battle very early on. After that, those two girls made a pact to commit suicide, and they hung themselves up there. Now when the contractors came in to redo it, and after everything was cleaned up, he was doing some painting, or doing some renovating up here in this front room, and in the window, the front window, saw a silhouette of two girls hanging. That window is this window up here. The middle window. So I guess this middle window, it's got a door on the other side of it. The next time two contractors went up again and they saw the same thing. So people refused to go up there anymore. And that would be that window right up there in the middle. Remains blacked out to this day. Apparently nobody goes in that little room. That's the tale, that's the story. This building here, the Pretty Pots Flower Shop, actually used to be the village bank. Pretty cool, it's a very old building. Frame house built in the years after the railway came to Stittsville in 1870. By 1885, Thomas Morgan operated this as a general store. The building was purchased by the Union Bank in 1918, which became part of the Royal Bank in 1925. Royal Bank stayed in this location until '68 when it built its own building. The original vaults and bank drawers are still here. We should see if we can get in there and see the original vaults, bank drawers. Some nice pumpkins and hay here. Ooh, look at the stems on these. See if they'll let us take a look at the original vault. Pretty cool. That's the original teller cage right there. Original teller cage is now where they keep flowers and stuff. It's the original vault right here. Look at that. Now where you select your flowers, keeps the flowers up. That is the original bank vault. Look at this. It's got that old J&J, built by J&J Taylor Limited right there. That is cool. Look at this. Look at the frame. The original bank vault. And the teller cage here as well. Very cool. Now a flower shop. Now a flower shop, but this was at one time Stittsville Village Bank. Okay, just taking a quick stroll by church up here. Church used in House of Chains. Right here. It's always been one of my favorite churches in the world. However, I've always thought it should be used in a movie, and now it finally has been. So it's a filming location. All of this. This intersection was in the movie. Police pull up right here. Love this church. Ooh, it's hot today. It's nice to get such nice hot weather in October. I love it. Hello, fall. Hello, fall. Hello. Beautiful leaves. The great pumpkin tree. Outside this property here. Look at this. There's a kitty up there. Grow their own pumpkins. Look, you got pumpkins everywhere. They grew those right here on the front lawn. The pumpkin property. I like their, they show their address here. A little horse and carriage there. Pretty cool. This community Bible church here off of Main Street used to be a Home Hardware. So when I worked down the way, just past the Butler Hotel there at my grandfather's shop, once he would pay me, the cash would just burn a hole through my pocket, you could say. He used to come here when it was a Home Hardware for tools for the shop, and they'd have like a little movie rack set up. And I'll never forget when I found this. 35th year anniversary for this film. I remember finding this VHS copy, this exact one, on the shelf in there. Classic. Pretty awesome, still have it, still in pristine working condition. Though I have it on DVD now as well, but I just thought it'd be interesting to include that. Yeah. Bought this right in there. In fact, see in, it would have been right ahead. He's returned to the Home Hardware. Okay, just stop back at home here to get Gemma. Hey Gemma. She's sniffing. All right, we're gonna go up, check out a cemetery, take a cut through the woods here on the way to the cemetery, and we're gonna go meet up with Ryan and check out some more Stittsville and Goulburn heritage just up the way. Pulling over. She's pulling over. I wanted to show a couple of these trees over here. It's crazy. Kind of creepy. Look at the roots here. Roots in this one. Pretty wild. Look at that. Wow. A couple more up here as well. The spooky woods. Look at this one. It's like out of a Tim Burton film. Look at the root system on this thing. Can't believe how the roots go every which direction. They're like rivers of flowing veins. Most of it, more of it should be underground, but yeah, that is rather creepy. Look at that. Something out of Sleepy Hollow or something. Crazy root system. Push on, push on. This one too. All right. Push on to the cemetery. Yeah, nothing like enjoying the cemeteries in October. Just like walking through them. We'll find some of the oldest stones in here. There. Plate, a farm on it. This interesting monument over here. This tilted urn thing on the top. Anne McPherson died July 5th, 1888. One of the biggest monuments here in this cemetery. 1888, that's been there. Don't eat that grass. And there's this stone in front of it. Some other stone. Yeah, look at this old stone here. It's got the Holy Bible right on it there. These are the older stones over in this area. As we get closer to the church, look at some of these really old stones. They always amaze me. And here, April 14th, 1870. Right there, 1870, 1861. Died December 3rd, Mary Pratt, 1861. Gemma's having a sniff. 1882. Like I was saying, these ones look like Halloween props. 1875, 1880. The oldest one we can find is 1873. Wow, these are really old. Here we go, 1843. 1843. This person died in 1843, Gemma. This stone is so old, it's actually been broken into pieces. So it's got these brackets, these iron brackets on the back to keep it as one. It's probably fallen over multiple times. So you can see the brackets kind of right there. 1890. Yeah, it can be really difficult to read them. This little one here, I can barely even read it. 1851. 1851, Jeff. This other cemetery we're going to see in a bit with Ryan isn't quite as old as this one. This is a pretty old cemetery. A lot of space left here as well. It's 1863. 1863. Oh no, down here it says died April 1830. 1830, Gemma. So long ago. Some of the ancient ones over here. 1858. 1858. 1863. This one here, it's got that really dark lichen on it. Wow, usually lichen's a lot lighter than that. This is an old stone. 1873. Look at this little bitty one over here. 1871. 1871. Some of them are so old and small you can't even read the inscriptions. Slightly, but just barely. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about, that brighter lichen. It's more orange or light green. It's generally what you'll see on them. 1919. Somebody has to come around the cemeteries and actually clean it off. I learned that last year at some point from a gentleman in upstate New York. We were checking out a cemetery. Go back and check that video out. Huge cemetery in Plattsburgh, New York. And he was explaining to me that someone actually does come around and remove that lichen. Gosh. Andrew Wilson died in 1862. 1862. Got this interesting stone here. In memory of William Healy. Died April 5th, 1879. Not hard to read that one. Then this stone to the right of it, you can barely see it all. Good girl. Yeah, we're gonna head over to the church here. Obviously we can't look at every single stone. We gotta head to more spots, but wow, some of these are wild. Let's try that's only from 1911. Look at this one. Look at the color on it. 1875. There's probably a piece at the top here which isn't there anymore, kind of like this one. Similar to the one that you see at the beginning of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This person died in 1870. What are you doing way over there? What are you doing? We're coming over here to check out the church. Gemma up there by the pumpkins. You found some corn. Found some corn up there by the pumpkins and the hay. I like those reefs there. Very nice. Stittsville United Church, Methodist Church of Canada, erected in 1883. Wow, it looks really nice this time of year. The hay and the pumpkins up there. You went up there to take a gander, didn't you? Look at that. Get a full establishing shot. They've added on to it. Beautiful church. This one's to the sacred memory of George Argue and his wife Mary Argue, who departed this life June 11th, 1863, age 85. Wild. Just wild. Over here we have some more really old stones, 1869. I love the old sections of cemeteries. Wow, look at this one over here. Yeah, I always catch this stone when I come through here. This is ancient looking. Look at this, it's got like this whole scroll on it. Wow, that's really neat. And I guess this was a book at one time. Doesn't look like it anymore, but whew, so Halloweenish. Actually, one more stone to look at here. Let's check it out. This person here, born October 9th, 1876, died Christmas Day, December 25th, 1893. Yeah. Gemma's paying a visit to Clayton. Clayton, he was born in 79 and he died at 92. Very young. This angel statue here and shoes inscripted there. Remember me with joy and laughter, for that is how I will remember you. If you must remember me with tears, then don't remember me at all. Okay, I just made it over the way here with Ryan, just up the way, to the Goulburn Museum. Goulburn. Sharing the story of Ottawa's oldest military settlement. Look how old this roof is. Never really been inside of this museum. There's a history center over here as well. Wow, look at the stuff on the roof. Wow, this place is old. So this is the museum here. A long, long time ago. This used to be the center of municipal business. The original log township hall was built on land belonging to Carlton Cathcart, who was the township clerk. I know that street. Later it burned down during a fire on the Cathcart property. In 1872, the new township hall was built here. And now this was turned into a museum. 1990. This building here actually is open. So we'll attempt to go in and see what's going on in there.
All the Woods and Waters is chronologically first. It discusses the early settlement, particularly of Richmond, but also of the rest of Goulburn as well. Specifically about the land grants and how the land was distributed.
Okay.
Over there is the general store. Currently we don't have any panels up, unfortunately. But typically it talks about the general store as an institution and how important it was when people couldn't get anything else other than what they could make. So it's the one place where you could go to buy things that you didn't personally have or make on your own.
Stepping into the general store. Oh, this is pretty cool. She got set up in the window here. Wow. Kind of depicting what it looked like back in the day. Very cool. Wow, look at this. This is like an old vault. Old safe.
So that's a safe.
Wow. That's an old safe.
Well, there's a story too that it broke our floors. We're not really sure if that's the true one or not. But our floor at one point started sway, or that's not the word. Like, you know, sinking down in the middle. And right. It was proposed that it could have been because of the safe.
It's a big safe.
Yeah.
That is a big safe. These old-timey barrels. Some potatoes and stuff here. Old bell. Oh yeah. Look at all these old products. Yeast foam, bleaching powder, white soap. Look at these old cans of syrup. Wow. Wow, that's an old can of fruit salad. Wafers, wow, that's cool. Homemade wafer tins. And smoking tobacco.
And I just sold a couple of those old tins
Cool.
at the yard sale. For
Yeah.
each.
People are usually pretty interested in them just because like they recognize the marketing and stuff. And well, I worked in London,
Wow, look
so
at
we
that.
had like advertisements for like Quaker's oats and stuff.
Grade A
And
eggs.
see, like, or
Wow.
Colgate and stuff.
Baking
Yeah.
powder, baking soda,
All the
black
graphic
pepper.
design.
Mine were pretty beat up.
Look at that little thing of Sugar Shack maple candy.
They were cool.
So as I mentioned earlier, this old newsstand. Wow, there's some really cool stuff in here. This is all about Walk Through the Ashes, about the Great Fire of 1870 that I was talking about earlier at the train station.
Trying to operate the road.
Lanark County, Fitzroy, and Huntley Townships, here in Goulburn.
Like pictures of artifacts and like clues so we can guess what they are. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
I don't remember doing that when I was a kid.
Look,
There was probably some
touch,
things, but
smell.
Yeah, I'm sure.
like, they're like-
See outside there? That's got a whole
Yeah.
rundown here.
You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Back to facts about that Great Fire of 1870 they were talking about earlier. Facing the Inferno.
Free land, but of course the land was taken from people who lived here before, and also all these conditions.
Said you could always give the video a pause and
the bush.
read up on that for yourself.
The roads were
When you're in the countryside around Goulburn, look for old wooden fences and made of cedar logs. They were very common in the 1800s. Fire spread from house to house quickly along these fences. It was like a road to the fire to travel on.
Gunters changed.
Yeah, there's places out in like Ashton, they're called Burnt Ash Road.
So one person would hold one end, and the other person.
Still a lot of houses, very scattered around towns around Ottawa,
Well, not open.
still stand
Forested and swampy.
from the time of this fire. You can tell looking at the houses how old they are.
Yeah, we just hung it. We thought. Yeah.
Fire truly left its mark that summer. If you dig in the areas where fires burned, you can still see a line of black.
One chain of
Archaeologists can date artifacts by this
square chain
line.
1 acre.
I'm thinking like,
Also pause the video and
Yeah.
get a closer read at some of this stuff.
Yeah. It's also been noted too that like the
All towns that I've covered on this channel.
super straight. So like all of this, not well, yeah. A lot
Many
of this
ghosts
is done by hand.
roam these areas because of the Great Fire of 1870.
Really cool to think about like how long.
In the 19th century, Ottawa was a lumber town, and fire posed a great risk to the industry during the Great Fire. Mill workers broke the dam at Dow's Lake, saving the city and many of their mills. Gilmore Sawmill was not so lucky. 6 million feet of piled lumber went up in flames. Some old artifacts here. Look at this old toaster. First electric toaster invented in Scotland in 1893. There it is right there. And that's awesome. An old horseshoe here. That's a glass insulator. Glass insulator. Stereoscope.
But basically people could.
Look at that little bitty die-cast miniature right there.
At the time, they really wanted
Creamer device here used to make cream with specific butter fat levels. They were even a little technical back then, weren't they? Look at that old ice cream scoop. An old ice cream scoop.
Yeah.
And of course, these would come in handy here. Snowshoes. Snowshoes. Check out this old General Electric refrigerator. Look at that, that's old. I wonder if this is actually in use.
they were using that as a map
I think it might be.
technique.
Yeah.
Look at that.
They,
Get yourself a craft cola.
how much land carved it out.
Harvey and Vern's, those are good. Cream soda, craft cola, root beer, ginger beer. Got these old crates, old clothes, and coin purses, and different artifacts from the 1800s. These actually belonged to people in those days. Obviously, all the food is fake, but let's check this out. Wow, look at that. Old jewelry and stuff. A lumberjack. It's a what they do around here. They lumberjack.
Fine garden.
Gorgeous garden. It's very welcoming, the museum, from this side. Right off of Main Drag here. But it's free. It's free to come check this out. And the church we were just at earlier. Pretty cool. Well, this is actually the church. This was the church before, when it was built here. It's been rebuilt where we were earlier. All kinds of interesting painted rocks over here. A ladybug there. This old wagon. This is a wagon of sorts. Almost looks like it's got like old skis. Probably something they used in the winter. Huh. Never seen this thing. Big sleigh of sorts. It was Rothwell's Corner. What you see here was the independent cheese and butter factory here at Stanley's Corners. That's these corners right here. But this was in 1900. It's also the Rothwell Hotel that became Stanley's general store and post office. Yeah, it's a tree dragger. See, they got a giant cut down tree right here, kind of set up as an example. See the chain around it right there, and then they drag it out with that piece. The size of this hook. Look at that. Wow.
Probably got 3 or 4 of them.
Oh yeah, 3 or 4 of them at least. This thing's been here a while. I mean, look at some carvings there in the wood. Huh. Stones here. We'll go find some really old 1800s cemetery stones. I've filmed this before. It's a crazy looking grave. It's a book. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. And not the first time me and Ryan have covered this cemetery. It's nice of her to give us a little history lesson. A lot of those people who died in the fires of 1870, quite a few of them, sorry, are probably buried here. Here's a Cathcart stone right here. It's 1885. There's another Cathcart one there. 1888. 1908. Love this one here too. Look at that. Cross sword. Kurt F. Tilgner. 1909. That says 1979. 72. That's 72. These little stones draw me in. Can't even make out anything on it. No inscription to read. Something about that is very creepy. There's a lot of them over here. 1917, at only 24 years of age. Look at this one. Wow. Thanks again, everybody, for coming along today. Hope you're enjoying the Halloween festivities. Rearing their ugly head everywhere. Look at that old stone. Please like, please subscribe. If you're new here, subscribe to let you know when a new episode goes up. Never know what you may be missing here on the Mr. Thrasha Show. Check out my filming locations, roadside attractions. Lots of content, coast to coast. Always uploading every week. Just ending here today at the cemetery. Suitable for this time of year. Nice little visit. Wow, look at this. This is a killer bird bath. Golden birdie there. Look at that fish.
Oh, Lake Superior, that's for Georgian birds.